What's going on, guys? We're so glad to see you back here. We want to know, how you doing? How are you guys doing?
What's up, TFH Youth? We love you!
We love you guys so much. So, what have you been up to?
Dude, I have been binge watching so much Star Wars. Ahsoka Tano and I are tight. Her show just came out. It was incredible.
Yeah, I love Ahsoka Tano. So make sure to watch that because it's so good and I love the
Ahsoka Tano.
The show is Sony Tano.
Perfect. What have you been up to, Holy
I've
Blades?
been watching X Games like crazy and also playing a bunch of just Skate 3, all of the good
Let's
games.
go.
Yeah, my Xbox 360 is still red ring, so if anyone has an Xbox 360 that they're willing to loan me so I can play my games.
Comment in the
that'd be
chat
great.
right now.
Yes.
Holy Blades
Yes.
needs
If
Xbox.
you've ever been red ringed by an Xbox 360, please comment down below so we can all share in our morning as our Xbox 360s are done.
Moment of silence for all the red rings. Let's give something away.
Yeah, let's give some away.
Holy Blades, tell them about the rules of the competition.
Oh, it's super simple, guys. There are 3 rules. Okay?
Three.
All 3. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to screenshot 3 pictures that are going to be scattered throughout this video.
You will know what they are because they're pictures.
They're pictures. Like not a moving one, but like a still one. Like not the ones that are like what we're doing.
That's
like
good.
not
They
the,
know what pictures are.
So a picture, and there's gonna be 3 of them.
3.
All 3. And so what I want you guys to do is screenshot those pictures, and when you have all 3, I want you to post them on your story. Post them on your story. And when you post all 3 on your story, tag whatever youth campus you're with, whether it is Youth Vacaville, Youth
Napa.
Youth
East Bay.
and Youth
All of
Prison
them.
Campus. Yeah, so wherever you're at, make sure to
Tag your campus.
Tag the campus, and once you have all 3 pictures, tag them. 2 winners will be selected randomly. It won't be first come, first serve this time, guys. You'll have a chance if your internet is slow, because I understand what that's like. So, make
Moment
sure.
of silence for all the slow internet.
Yeah, moment of silence.
We love you.
Love you so much, guys.
Get free stuff. Tag us. Post stuff. Yeah.
Ayo, it is Rally again. We are back.
We are so glad you guys are here. We miss you. We love you.
Welcome everyone. I know you guys are watching from a ton of different places. Real quickly in the chat, where are all my Vacaville people at?
Woo woo!
Now I want to throw it over to our Napa campus youth pastors to give some shout outs.
Hey Tfh Youth, my name is Rachel and this is Damien and we're the youth pastors of the Napa campus. And we just wanted to say, welcome to Rally. You made it. We're so glad that you guys are here, and shout out to our Napa fam. We miss you guys so much and we just can't wait till we can all be together again and have fun. I can't wait.
Seriously. In the meantime, we believe that life is done best together. So if you guys aren't already in a small group, we got groups meeting over Zoom, FaceTime, all that. And if you guys just aren't already in a group of people that can lift you up and honestly just have fun together, then join a group by texting this number right here with your name and your grade, and we'll get you guys connected. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Hi TFH Youth, shout out from Bay Point. We love you, East Bay.
Love you guys. Hey, go crazy in the live chat. Let's have fun. Text your small group, text a friend, tell them to jump into YouTube Rally. We love you guys. Hey, we're about to jump into a word from Pastor Jude, so let's preach them on. Let's take some notes. Love you guys.
Welcome to Rally, everyone. We're so glad that you're here. This is our second rally, and I know I've already said it tonight, but we love you guys. We miss you, and we are so glad that you're here. And we thought it would be fun, instead of me just preaching to camera and sharing a good thought, we thought we would have a little bit of a round table discussion at a literal round table. And so I have friends here. Do you want to introduce yourself? Should we go around the round table?
Sure. Sure. Our name and our...
Name and what was the mascot of your high school?
Good. My name is Noelle, and the mascot of my high school was a falcon. We would say falcon caw, falcon caw. Pretty cool.
My name's Caden, and our mascot was the Knights, and we would say,
What time is it? Nighttime!
Oh, that's good. My name is Jude. The mascot of my high school was the Vikings. And there was nothing we said. But
You didn't have any slogan?
Not
I can't
games or
remember.
anything?
Our basketball team won state though.
Go you.
I remember that.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
I
Oregon,
wrestled though.
Washington.
So I wasn't even on the team.
Nice.
Clearly.
Good.
My name's Maddie. Our mascot was the Knights. I also went to Buckingham. Shout out to Buckingham. I was the Spirit and Clubs Commissioner. So I was in charge of school spirit my senior year. We had pep rallies for our Division 7 sports.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. Hey, if you go to Buckingham, I came up with the idea to do lip sync battles. So that's my claim to fame.
Oh, man. That's so... Anyway, I'm JoJo. Our mascot was an Indian, or the Armio Indians.
That's bad.
That's racist, dude.
Could change the sense, I think.
Did
Right?
they?
That's
Yeah,
what it is.
One of the high schools in my
After-
town used to be the Indians, and they had to
Was
change it to
really
the
an
Eagles.
Indian?
But they were the Armio Indians, like
Yeah.
literally
Really?
after the Armio Indians.
I know,
Oh,
even
which is
same
an
in my
actual-
town, the
An actual
Issaquah
tribe.
Indians. It was a school Judah went to, but the media made them change it. But the local tribe said they were fine with it,
Yeah.
but they still had to change it.
Cool.
Literally,
It's
there's
awesome.
still a plaque in front of the school that says it's dedicated to the Armio Indians. So
Awesome.
it's fine.
That's awesome. Sierra's not here at the table, but she was actually the school mascot.
Really?
At-
I
at-
never
for
knew
real?
that.
I'm pretty 100% sure.
You just yell.
Pretty
Sierra,
100%.
she's in the
She's
back
the
right now.
bulldog.
Yeah, she would get in the bulldog costume. and
That
get
is
on top.
so.
I could see that.
Um,
Oh
well,
my.
we have a pretty strong Vacaville contingent here at the table, but we just want to let you know all the other campuses, we love you. The only reason we got together here is because we live by each other,
Yep.
and we kind of all have been sheltering in place near
So
each
you
other
can-
because we've all been at the church recording. So if you're worried about that, please feel peace. But we want to talk a little bit about this quarantine season and just talk about it because I know it's unique experience for everyone watching, and I hope that this season isn't wasted, but we're all learning something from this season. So I want to start off with a question, and we could just go around or share if you want to. You don't have to share. What has been the biggest win in this quarantine season for you guys? What has been the biggest win in this quarantine season?
I have 6 kids on Sims 4.
Let's go.
That's so good.
That's
And a
the
really
best
nice
thing
house.
You've ever said.
That's awesome.
I'm so
How did you
proud.
afford the nice house?
Cheat codes.
Motherload, MOTHERLODE.
See? Mother.
There we go.
That's cool. I love cheat codes.
Didn't you like make your husband on
Is
this?
Game Savior still?
Yeah. Let's go. What's your last name, Maddie?
We don't need to talk about that.
Styles.
It is. I love Harry Styles a lot.
So funny.
So Maddie has a lot of kids on Sim. Jojo, what has been your biggest win quarantine season?
I ran a few miles.
Let's go.
Didn't do the whole 50. Did like 12. So
So your goal
There's
was to
that.
run 50, but you ran 12. That's good.
12
At least
is
you
good.
did something.
He wasn't a runner before.
I'm
That's
proud
like
of you,
20%.
Jojo.
Yeah,
that's more
awesome.
exercise than
This
I've
is
done
encouraging.
the whole year.
It's amazing.
Just in that.
Me
amount of
too,
time.
actually.
Jojo started exercising and he didn't do that before.
It's a win.
That is a
Feeling
win.
inspired. Kaden, what about you? What's a win?
Besides also running, I've just been doing a lot more creative stuff, making a lot of music, a lot of beats and stuff, a lot more than I was before. And getting to spend time with my family has been awesome. So there's a lot of good things about it for sure.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Has anyone else done anything creative?
I've written a few songs.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Go,
Jojo.
Jojo.
Acapella right now?
Yeah, go.
You shine. I'll sing with you. I know you want me to.
Let's go.
Brighter than a rainbow, you shine.
You heard it here first.
Brighter than a
a new song.
star.
I
He
That's
wrote
how-
it
all
during
the time.
this quarantine.
Yeah, it was my hit single. You know, when I was like,
Guys, I've made some really good TikToks.
Yes, we
like
do.
some really good TikToks. Go check it out. My whole family's involved. It's awesome. Ginger, I love you.
what's your username on there?
It's Noelle Loren. NOELLELAURYNNE. Come find me. They're all clean. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
In the chat right now, if you have done something creative,
Comment.
comment what you've done. Or if you want us to follow you on TikTok,
Put your TikTok.
put your TikTok.
Put your TikTok.
I read some
in the comments.
books.
What books did you read?
I read, well, I haven't finished it quite yet, but Practicing His Presence by Brother Lawrence.
So
And
good.
Frank something.
So good.
And I read, It was called Little Fires Everywhere. It was a novel. It was really fun to read a novel. I haven't read a novel in a really long time. Well, maybe this was before the quarantine. I read The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. It was great.
That's good.
Actually helped me a lot prepare for quarantine.
Me too.
I read half.
That helped me too.
I feel like I handled it better having read that book.
Yeah, if you haven't read The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, it is game changer. And even in high school, middle school, I think
You're hurried.
more than ever, it seems like young people are busier than ever.
Totally.
Yeah.
You know, homework, sports, all these things, whatever it is, fill our time. I don't remember myself being that busy in high school.
Right.
It seems a lot different nowadays.
Yeah.
But the scariest thing is like you could be hurrying through life, going from one place to the next, and actually miss out on what makes life important.
Totally.
So if anything, like the quarantine has been a forced, hey, you have to stop.
Yeah.
You have to slow down.
Yeah.
You need to take a breath. And I think this is my personal opinion on, you guys can weigh in. When you're moving really fast and you're hurrying all the time, it's easy to avoid like
Yeah.
the areas in your life that need to be fixed.
Yeah.
Totally.
No,
And so when you have to stop, you're like, oh crap, I'm actually like, there's some areas I need to adjust
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure in this. That's what I felt.
That's good.
What are some areas in your life that you feel like maybe the quarantine season has revealed, like the slowdown season, like I need to work on this, and no shame. Like just so you know, we all need to grow in areas. I don't want this to turn into like a pity party or anything. What are some areas that like, okay, I need to grow in this?
Well, I think it's funny when we were like back in normal life before, you'd always think like, oh, if I had more time, I would spend so much time with God. I would be doing all these creative things. Like you really have like an idea of what you would do if you had all the time in the world. And then the second we got all the time in the world, I didn't really do any of those things. And I realized that it was a much deeper thing than just not having enough time, but that there is like an aspect of like, you need discipline, you need obviously like a passion for it. And you really have to like work that stuff up more, I think, in the quarantine time for sure.
Yeah, it shows that time is not the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I even saw a
That's
thing on Instagram, and I had heard it before, but if you add up all the hours you sleep every week, which is like whatever, 8 times 7, you had all the hours you supposedly work out, that's 7 times 1. You had all the hours you work, which is 40 hours a week. You still have like 60 hours of time.
That's
Like, what do you
actually crazy.
Where does that time go? Yo, where does that time
That's
go?
kind of scary.
And check me on my math right now in the chat.
And
But-
somebody add that up.
Yeah, it's definitely revealed time is not the issue. I just need
Seriously,
discipline.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Good. What about you, JoJo?
I feel like for me, I've had time to really just kind of look at my life and look at insecurities and things that, you know, I've kind of been dealing with. But I think when you're in like the hurry and you're in, you know, the hustle of life, like you kind of like, you know that those things are happening and going on, but because you're not, you know, taking a moment to just like sit and really process and think about it, you can't deal with it.
Yeah. You can't avoid anymore.
No.
Yeah.
You're like left with your thoughts, which is like okay, you know, like it's okay. Like I've had moments where I literally had to like throw my phone and be like, okay, I'm gonna take some intentional time to just like sit and like really just like be left with my thoughts to like get to a place where you know I can like work on those things and like push myself to grow.
Yeah.
Like in these areas, and
Wow.
so it's been cool just to like journal and like write those things down. And like I've also been kind of even just telling, you know, like a mentor in my life, like because I'm really not the best at communication and the just like talking about my feelings and stuff like that. So like in the moment when it's fresh and when it's raw, like I'll like send a Marco to a mentor in my life and I'll be like, hey, this is what's going on, this is what I'm feeling, like I need you just to help me with this. Just like just being transparent and being open to change and like growth in that way.
So good.
I love that.
Yeah, I think there's power in one thing you were talking about, just because you have to stop and actually face some of those insecurities and even thoughts. Sometimes we take thoughts and ideas at just face value, but we don't actually think about them for like a while and play them out and actually where is the source of this thought and what does it truly mean, and really sit on it.
Yeah.
Because we're always filling ourselves with it. Or I know when I get like an idea or thought in my mind, I respond to it right away. Maybe being forced to like stop and like analyze it, take some time to look at it, and then, okay, this is what I'm actually feeling.
Yeah.
Not like because there are times where things cause you to feel something, but that's not the source of what's actually there.
Yeah.
Or when you're forced to like,
Yep.
it's not really that person that's irritating you.
Yeah.
There's actually some deeper things going on.
Yeah.
And you need to like think through it and then face it. And then I think what you said too, and even in this season of social distance, that we can still stay connected with leaders.
Yeah.
We still talk
So
to
good,
someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been like a game changer.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'd be without connecting,
Yeah.
you know, for sure.
Yeah, I think for me, honestly, quarantine like brought up a lot of insecurities that I didn't know were still there. Like I have a testimony with insecurity, and like I dealt with it a ton, like in middle school and like early high school, like really intense, like self-loathing and like just really, really heavy. And a lot of that stuff came up again, and I was like really like confused by it, because I was like, what, like this has not been a thing for so long. And I discovered a couple of things, but like one of them was that I got a lot of my self-worth from doing stuff and accomplishing things.
Yeah.
And so when you're not able to like accomplish as many things, you start to think and not everyone is this way, but for me, like I feel self-worth from accomplishing things, and I couldn't accomplish things. So I was like, well, then what am I? Like, where does my worth come from? And so I had to go back and like go back to like when I was 13 and like the things that I would do to get me through insecurity at 13, and I'm doing them now again at 22. And it's crazy. The same stuff. It's getting in the Word of God. It's asking God to like show you your value and worth. It's talking to people in your life who love and care about you and see who you really are, and see your you know, your worth and value. And so that was like
super
crazy.
Yeah, that's so real too. Because you think, you know, when, like, if you're a 13-year-old listening or in high school and you look at someone like Maddie who is leading and doing all these amazing things that God's called you to do, you think you don't deal with some of those things. But it's crazy how you never really arrive to a place where you stop having to work on yourself and make sure that you're healthy. It's always a process. And I heard Nathan Finocchio say this. He said, we're not human beings, but we're human becomings. Like we're always becoming something better, but sometimes you have to revisit those things to remind, like, am I healthy, or have I just kind of been, that's real for sure.
That's so good.
I dealt with dealing with that a little bit in this season, because, you know, you go from conference, which is like a huge win for our youth ministry.
Yeah.
You guys probably had a moment at conference where your life was rocks change. And for me, I was, you know, even leading it, I felt so filled with vision of this is where we're going as a youth ministry.
Right.
Like even talking with JoJo, this is what campus clubs are going to look like in the spring. This is what rallies are going to look like in the spring. And we're just going to,
blow it up.
and then all of that's gone. And so if my identity is attached to that, I know for me, I've had to work through like, okay, this is not, my identity is not what I do, but my identity is found in something greater.
Totally.
And even working through, because it does cause insecurity. If you are, you know, I've heard it said like this, if you're created to like slay a dragon, you're a knight who's a dragon slayer, but there's no dragons to slay, like what am I? What do I do? Who am I?
That's crazy.
And so we've had to like, okay, my identity's found in Jesus.
Exactly.
My identity's found in real friendships and relationships that are bringing health, and this is what makes me me, not necessarily the things that I add to the table.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. I think mine goes off of Maddie's too, with like, quarantine has taught me how to keep the main thing. Because I think, especially us at this table, and a lot of people on our teams and all that stuff, we are in ministry. Our whole life is ministry. We're at all the church services. We're doing all the things 12 hours a day sometimes.
Right.
And all of that gets, I mean, in essence, in a day, it got crumbled.
Yeah.
And a church service is awesome, and meeting together is awesome. Doing all these things are awesome. but we were forced to meet with Jesus in our rooms, in our bedroom by ourselves.
It's so good.
And I don't know how you guys felt, but at the beginning for me, I was like, I don't like this. Like, this is hard. Like, this isn't, I prefer to be with my friends and with people. And it's more fun to worship in a big setting where you can hear the drums and the bass and you get to dance with your friends and do all that kind of stuff. But the sweetest moments of quarantine for me have been like literally laying on my back in my bedroom and remembering like, oh, the reason I go to church is because of Jesus. And I can meet with Jesus in my bedroom by myself. But it's like, it is a fight and it is a struggle to like get to that strict place, because we were strict in a sense, like your relationship with Jesus is you and Jesus. It's not your leader's relationship with Jesus and you get to tag on, or your parents and you tag on. That's not how it works. And it like forces you like, what is the main thing?
Yeah, it's exposing.
Yeah.
It's crazy when everything gets taken away, because I'm sure for like some students it's like sports is everything for you, or even like school is everything for you, or like your group of friends is everything for you. Having it all taken away, it is really a moment where you have the opportunity to refine your identity in Jesus. And I think that all of us have kind of had to do that in this time.
It's a wrestle.
Yeah.
It really does like show like our foundations, you know, like, oh, like these are the things that we were really, you know, like putting everything like into. And I feel like, you know, as, you know, we're in quarantine season or whatever this is, it really does show like, okay, like I need to, you know, get back to the basics. I need to really like press in and seek Jesus for like who he is. And it's so good.
The things that can't be taken away. Like when everything's taken away, it makes you focus on the things that can't be taken away. And those are the things, it's crazy too, because those are the things that you learn to do when you're young and through high school. But, you know, as a 30-year-old turning 31 and then looking at someone like my dad who's in his 60s, it's still the same things. And it's like perfecting this art of just mastering the basics, you know, and you can't, it's a lifelong pursuit. But everything else is just an addition to the foundation.
That's so
and I'm even thinking of like our seniors, you know, because it's like it's kind of a bummer, you know? We love you so much.
You're
We need
on
to
our
do a
hearts.
celebration. Next rally is going to be dedicated to our seniors.
We're going to party.
We need to have, it's going to be a party. But like even not having graduation, and some of you like running track in the spring, you didn't have that, or softball, baseball, prom. Maybe you were going to ask that girl. You've been waiting all 4 years
rubbing into all of the things
to build up the courage, and now it's not there. But like there is like a light at the end of the tunnel, and there's another side to the valley, and I still believe that no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're facing, even if all that was taken away, the things that matter, the fact that Jesus is still there, it's still there. What he has for you is still there, and I believe God's best for you is still there. So don't give up hope. You know that you're not stuck, but it's just a reminder, because this isn't the only time. Well, hopefully this is the only time a pandemic like this happens, but it's not the only time we'll go through hurt and pain.
Exactly.
That's for sure. And I was talking with someone today. Pain's important, you know.
It is.
Pain is how we grow.
It is.
So you can do one of two things when you face a situation like this. You can ignore it, try to run away from it. You can try to numb it, substances or just binging TV, whatever it is. Or you could like face it and use it to your advantage. You know, to grow from it. Do you feel more connected or less connected during this quarantine season? More or less.
I think it depends on the day. Like
Different
it really
connected.
is both, and like some of my relationships, there's been like people who like don't live close to me, or like are just friends that I have that aren't in this area, who like before we didn't like have a ton of time to like get on FaceTime and talk. So like one of my really good friends, shout out to Zoe, you're probably not watching this, but her and I talked for like an hour and a half on FaceTime the other night, and like we hang out, but like we never get to do that. And so it was like really cool. But then there are other days where it was really lonely and I was just in my room by myself for like hours, and I was like,
yeah,
this is not very fun.
Yeah, I found myself connecting with friends who I haven't connected with in a long time, but also missing, I think, the connections you take for granted.
Yeah.
Like just seeing someone in the lobby at church.
Yeah.
Or, you know, maybe it's like passing someone and just saying hi in the hallways. You miss those type of things. So I think I'll cherish those more.
Yeah.
You like see that person that you only say hi to in the lobby. You just hug them like so tight. You're just crying. So happy. But that's it. You don't have any other conversation.
Just walk away with it.
All the acquaintances.
There's going to be a lot of tears when we gather back together.
There is.
Happy tears.
Yeah.
Such happy tears.
Anyone else connected? Less connected? More? Different?
I feel like with family, like, because I'm always on the go and I'm always, you know, doing stuff. Like, this is like my brother's like senior year, so obviously like I'm watching him, and you know he's like
shout out
struggling.
Jacob, we love you.
But it's just like really funny because we just like connect a lot more and spend a lot more time together.
Make
and
cupcakes.
Like, make cupcakes. Just do different things, and it's like cool,
right?
Because it's like I don't realize like the years, you know, or the time that I'm missing like with him. Like this is, you know, all I get.
Yeah.
So
let's go.
Time you'll never get back.
I think a lot of people are realizing that though. Even people who are working nonstop in their careers who have families, and now if they can't go to work or work's changed, they're realizing how much time they're not spending with their families, and like, you know, because time is more valuable than money.
It's true.
You sacrifice time to make money so that you can live in all these things, but it can get to a point where you're spending so much time that you're actually not spending time with your family. It's causing a lot of people to reevaluate, I think, how you're spending that time.
Yeah. That's good.
Is there anything that as you leave this quarantine season you're going to take with you? Or maybe something you're going to leave behind?
I think we kind of talked about it, but
yeah,
I do want to take this with me, just like the slowing of life.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Appreciating every moment, taking advantage of every moment, and not like trying to rush through everything. And, like, it's always on to the next thing. And even like this last couple of weeks, just starting to do more things, it's like I feel it coming back, like rushing again. But there really was a time where I was just like really at ease, and like there's no like rush, and like I think there's so much, it's a healthy place to be, and I think it's possible to get there even in our normal life.
Yeah, that's good.
You know?
Yeah, because even before all this, because like the time you have to work hard, and you know we have to do all that. But I think sometimes that rushing is not necessarily, it is like scheduling and all that, but it is an attitude.
Totally.
Some people are just always busy.
Yeah.
Like, what are you actually doing?
Right.
If you could slow down and enjoy. And I know for me, like right before all this season hit, I was at rally, not the last rally we had, the one right before conference, and I was standing in the back. And when we're in services like that, it's a tension of where we're at, like this is awesome, but always thinking about where we could be or what's next. And I just stopped and I was like, God, I'm so grateful to be here right now. So grateful to be on this team. I'm so grateful for the students that are in our youth mission. God, I'm just grateful. And it felt like so healthy. And then even going into conference and after that, trying to stay in that attitude of God, I'm just grateful. I think it helps you slow down
for sure.
When you start to look at everything that's in front of you. It's definitely a mindset. What about you guys?
Yeah, I think a realigning of my priorities for sure. Like Noah was saying, like God is the main thing, Jesus is the main thing, and then people, the relationships that we form with our friends and our family and our groups and our leaders, like that is the most important stuff, and our creativity too is important. And so like coming out of this, like I just want to like keep those priorities in order, and adding to that also just like health of like, because we can have like this internal health, this like heart health, we can work on this stuff outside of a time of, you know, I guess solitude. Yeah, solitude's the word. We can have that. Like, you can make room for that in your regular life when everything comes back. You can make room to take care of yourself and work on the things that you need to work on, like the deeper things that you're dealing with and struggling with. And so I think just putting the priorities back in order. It's not about church services. It's not about the stuff that we're doing. Like, we love all that stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, but that's not the point
Right.
of why we're here.
It's good. I love that.
Super good.
Yeah, I think for me, like, I think the number one focus and person that I need to think about is myself.
Yeah.
And like,
Jojo. Oh, this is good.
And like, it's just one of those things of like, okay, like, just looking at my time, looking at how I'm spending it, and I think just taking those moments to really like reflect and just be able to just sit and like not go anywhere and not do anything, but like being okay with the solitude and with like being alone. Because it's needed. And it's just like what your heart needs, it's what your soul needs, like it's what you like actually need to like survive.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
I think for me, it's kind of plays off of what Pastor Judah was saying, but staying so present in the moment and not wishing away our days. Because we're gonna be 40, 50, 60, we're gonna blink and it's gonna happen. And like today, our team is so fun, our students are so fun, our church is so fun. And it's like, this is only gonna happen right now. Like that's all we get, and we get today, and that's what we get to work with. And even like spending time with your families, like having dinner on the table, like you don't know how long this is gonna be like this for. And so practicing being present is actually like using your life.
That's good.
And I think the American dream is so forward thinking that we waste time thinking about things that are not happening right now. So that's something that I want to be like, I've thought about that a ton over quarantine, but I want to like continue to move out in that.
Yeah, that's great. That's gold. And I think, no matter where you're at in life, students, leaders, East Bay, Napa, Vacaville, or in between, that whole practice of just getting the most out of the moment that God's given you right now. Because that's really all you have. You don't have, not guaranteed tomorrow, can't go back to the past as much as we'd like to. As much as I'd like to go play sports in high school again, it's not going to happen. But we only have the now. And like, that's all that God's given us, and like getting the most out of that is key. And I just want to encourage all the students here, know that every season that you're in, and difficulty or good or whatever, God's preparing you. And if you're listening tonight, I want to let you know that God has such a great plan and future for your life. He's called you to do such amazing and great things. And right now in this season, whether difficult or not, revealing, whatever's going on, God is preparing you for something great. And don't settle for anything less than the best that God has for you. In your relationships, in your friendships, in your life, who God has called you to be. Don't settle. God has called you to greatness. And, in this season, I believe that as we step out of it, because this season is going to end, it's not going to be it's not going to be quarantined forever. We're going to get back to, life. I think we're going to step into a new season. It's not going to be the old way. It's going to be a new season. Thinking we're going to go back to everything good as normal, like the old days. It's not going to happen. We're entering into a new season. But I believe God's preparing us for something new, not just individually, but as a youth ministry. And I believe that all across Northern California and within our youth ministry, I think God is shifting our focus. Oftentimes we get focused on the events that we do, our amazing rallies, our amazing conferences, even amazing camps. And the idea of getting students to come to those things. If we can get them to come, then it'll be awesome. Worship will be good, all that. I think God's shifting our focus a little bit in this season and re-showing us what's important. And I think as we step into this new season as a youth ministry, I think God's going to take our focus off of the gatherings and put them on the places where students actually are. And I think stepping into the fall and into the next school year, I believe that as a youth ministry, we're going to start to reach lost people like never before.
Yeah, come on.
There are friends that you know who are hurting and broken and anxious, whose lives are falling apart, who are dealing with drug addiction and whatever it is. I don't want to wait for them to come to us.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait for them to come to a building. I don't want to wait for them to come to a rally or a camp or a conference. I want to reach them where they're at.
Yes.
And I believe in this next year, we're going to go reach people who are broken and hurting like never before. I think our campus clubs, JoJo ran our campus clubs, I think they're going to go to the next level.
Come on.
And even our influence on campus is going to go to the next level. I think that TFH Youth should have an influence wherever we're at, whether it's at sporting events, games, every lunch. I think we're going to just have a presence. And my heart is to see your friends encounter the love and the grace of Jesus.
Yeah.
We're not trying to get them to change their behavior. We're not trying to, just get them to come to an event. No, we want them to encounter the love of Jesus.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage you, TFH Youth, you carry that love. You have that on the inside of you. And my prayer that is, however many more weeks we have in this season or months, whatever it is, I pray that Jesus would become real to you.
Yeah.
And you need to ask yourself tonight, like, who is Jesus to me? Do I have a true, real relationship with him? Because if you've encountered his love, you can't help but share it.
Yeah.
And I truly believe the best is yet to come. East Bay, as you enter into your new building, the best is yet to come. Napa, those 150 kids you had at campus clubs, I believe you're going to begin to see that growth in your youth ministry. The best is yet to come. In Vacaville, I'm excited for where God is going to take us. So we love you guys. And real quickly, wherever you're at, whether you're in your bedroom or in your living room, wherever, I just want to pray over you. And then we're going to worship. It's going to be awesome. So let me pray and then we'll go into worship. God, I thank you for everyone here. I thank you for everyone on the live stream right now. I pray that wherever they are, they would feel your presence. They would know that you're real. And God, we just thank you for this season. We didn't expect it. We didn't ask for it. Maybe it's been difficult, but we thank you for everything we've learned and the growth that we've encountered during it. I pray that we would leave this season better. And I truly believe that your best is yet to come for every student here. And God, I pray we wouldn't try to go back to an old way of living. We would step into the new that you have for us. God, I pray you would become real to every student here on the chat, that they would know that you love them and that you're real and that you're here for them. And Jesus, we're just so grateful for you. We thank you for TFH Youth, and we thank you for everything that's going to happen in this new season. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. We love you guys. Turn up the music. Turn it up loud. Let's worship.
1, 2, 3, 4. We love you, Jesus. Come on, let's sing this together. Who can melt? Who can melt the hardest heart and speak life into my soul? Who can spin the world around and hold me ever close?
Who can search the depths of me and love me to the core? Who controls the world I seek and walks me through it all? No one but you. No one but you. Who has made the righteous bright? Who's paid my way with grace? Love me through my darkest hours, a thousand different ways. No one but you, Jesus.
on, every voice, let's lift this up.
Hear the oceans roar, see the sky light up every heart. Now sing to the Lord. Come on, sing. Hear the rocks cry out, see the mountains bow, every heart come worship the Lord. Hear the oceans roar, see the skies light up every heart. Now sing to the Lord. Hear the rocks cry out, see the mountains bow, every heart come worship the Lord. Hear the oceans roar, see the skies light up every heart. Now sing to the Lord. Hear the rocks cry out, see the mountains bow, every heart come worship the Lord. The oceans roar, see the skies light up every heart. Now sing to the Lord. Hear the rocks cry out, see the mountains bow, every heart come worship the Lord. No one, no one, no one, Lord, but you. No one, no one, Lord, but you. No one, Lord, but you. No one, Lord, but you. No Lord, but you. And I'll sing of your love. I can't get enough. I just want you. The Lord of my soul, the King of my heart, Jesus, it's you.
If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and put down your favorite color down below.
Smash that like
Smash
button.
it!
Hit that bell.
Hit
and
it!
notify us.
Notify!
Even though it's rally's always the second
It's
Wednesday.
gonna be rad!